the actual name or what they call themselves is Magyar,
Okay.
or
Okay.
Magyar. So
Uh-huh.
that is their name in their language, which is Hungarian, the Hungarian language.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, so they speak Magyarul. So
Uh-huh.
that is the language.
Mm.
Just a brief overview of the country. Actually,
Yeah.
it is a country located in the Central Europe.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and it has several neighbors. It borders Slovakia to the north.
Okay.
Then it has Ukraine to the northeast.
Hell no. Okay.
We have Romania to the east,
Mm-hmm.
and Romania. Okay, yeah, it is from the east to the southeast. Still, it is Romania. Also to the south, there is Serbia. Then Croatia and Slovenia are to the southwest of this country,
Okay.
and Austria is to the west.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, so you find that basically Austria and Romania and this Hungary, they were like in the ancient days, they were like one country. But after the wars and everything,
Mm-hmm.
there came the yeah,
Oh,
that
I
is the
see.
current state of affairs in the world map. Hungary is
Yeah.
located in the, Central Europe. Again, it is a
Mm-hmm.
landlocked country, as you could hear from the neighbors. So, and its capital city is Budapest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it is fun enough in their language that they pronounce S as SH. So we,
Oh,
from the English point of sight, we would say Budapest, but
yeah.
from them they will pronounce it as Budapest. So they use S as SH.
Mm. It has some German vibe.
Yeah, sure. And also, it is funny how they call the Germans. Actually, we were just learning that yesterday
Ah.
in a trip to one of the cities in this country. Actually, Budapest is the capital city.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it has been the capital for the last 50 years.
Mm-hmm.
And also, they have a second largest city as Debrecen. That is another city away from the capital.
Okay.
They have their other third largest city as Szeged,
Okay.
and several others, including Pech, Miskolc, and several others. Yeah,
Mm.
they have beautiful cities.
You're really having fun, and your geography is so on point. You know, all this southeast, northeast, southwest, to
You
the
know,
east, to the south, you know.
these are the questions that we failed in the interview. But now, you know,
Ah,
yeah, actually, for the students who do want to come to this place in the interview, they have to face these questions. You are told to name the neighbors of the country you're going. And then for me, I knew only few. I knew Croatia because actually Croatia, in the previous World Cup, it went up to the
football.
finals and I was like, well, it
Yeah.
was famous. So everyone had to know who is Croatia. And
Mhm.
then Austria, Vienna, because of the, Kipchoge Keino race.
Okay, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can relate. So they also do that because I remember my interview. Yeah, I think it's pretty much almost any country. Yeah.
Yeah, they want to see whether really you are interested to go
Yeah.
where you want to go and how well do you know. Like, it is not just a walk in the park.
Yeah. Sure.
So we could not expect these details by
Mhm.
then, but
Mhm.
for now, I thought because now we're doing maybe we don't know who this information will reach on the other
Yeah.
side.
Yeah.
So it is good if they know. And actually, for me, I did not know whether Ukraine borders this country until just recently for what is happening. And I was like, wow,
We are closer than we think.
we are closer than we think. And here we are. But we thank God in everything.
Yeah, inshallah. We hope everything works well between the two countries and
Sure.
just stand with I don't know what is politically correct or whatever, but We just stand with humanity in general, and we pray that peace reigns. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. So basically,
Mm.
that is just an overview of this
Yeah.
place before
Yeah.
before I before I tell you how I came.
Exactly.
I've started by telling you how I found it.
How you found it? How did you find it? On the maps? How did you get interested?
Oh yeah, that dates back to the interest of studying masters.
Okay.
Yeah, when I knew I wanna study the masters, that is when
Mm.
I started searching for scholarships,
Okay.
and I did a simple googling. So I just went to the Google and typed,
Mm-hmm.
masters scholarships in food science because that is what I did in my BSc.
Yeah. Yeah.
And a long list came, and now I started going through each and every one. Then I found Hungarian scholarships,
Okay.
and on my background check, I was trying to see, okay, the history of a country and how is the world's reputation of that country,
Sure.
and that is how I came to settle on Hungary because I could see for myself it's a peaceful country. Actually, from Africa, it is not well known, if I may
Mm.
say, like the big boys, if I may call
Yeah.
them.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But then I was like, oh yeah, this silent country, but it is offering scholarship. So what do I want? I want a scholarship, and here it is. The country is cool, is calm. I don't
Mm.
have issues. I did not does not have history of terrorism before.
Mm.
Apart from the fights they had long time ago, actually the history of this country draws us back as far as 895.
Mm.
I don't know. That was 7th or 8th century. Now we are in the 21st, so it draws back. So, and I think they also have a very dark history back then about war and shed of blood that they really never wish again to have a war in their entire lives.
Oh, I see.
So I think that is what makes them very calm, very loving, very welcoming, and they are nice people.
Mm-hmm.
So from my hand, when I was searching these scholarships, I could see this is a country which has no problems so far, no reported ones.
Mm-hmm.
The city is highly ranked to be beautiful among the cities in Europe and also the world.
Mm-hmm.
And then I could find my course there in their scholarship program.
Yeah, sure.
Interestingly, they have three types of scholarships or more because I
Mm-hmm.
could be able to find the government sponsored scholarship.
Mm-hmm.
There is another one which is an agreement between FAO and the Hungarian government.
Okay.
And also there is another one which is run for Christian kind fellowship
Mm-hmm.
program.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I was like, wow, there are big options here. So I tried both of them, but luckily enough, I got the government sponsored one.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you so much. So
It's a big deal.
that is that is how I knew Hungary from Google.
Oh, wow. So,
Yeah.
actually, maybe I'll interject you in between. There's somebody, I think a group of my friends were just like, I think we just live in privileged times where
Mm,
information is so evenly distributed. And for whatever reason, there's just no excuse of, I don't know, Google is just everybody's friend. Yes.
sure.
I would say I also found anything that I ever did was also through Google. Like nobody literally told me actually this search and search. No. I used Uncle Google and he's
Mm,
been so helpful and he is everybody's uncle. So you're welcome. You can use Google. Anyway,
sure.
yeah. So so at this point you've already found the scholarship. Yeah, so how do you go about it? How do you apply? How do you apply? How do you go through the whole process?
Wow. Thank you. When you find this scholarship. First of all, we are living in a very tricky times whereby there is a lot of fraud happening, especially online.
Sure.
So first you can Google, and then everyone is like posting stuff on Google.
Exactly.
People are building websites that you don't know whether you can trust. So
You're
also
right.
you are, everyone has to be very careful on whatever information also they find from Google. So I had to be sure that whatever I'm reading here, it is really what it is. So I can't really say how I found myself to the Ministry of Education website, but I think it's out of also my curiosity to try and see what really happens in this website, because no one ever told me that in the Kenyan Ministry of Education website there is a scholarship page. So I just Googled the Ministry of Education, I found the website, and then I scrolled down. I found there is somewhere where they upload scholarships that they have been negotiated between several countries across the world.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was this scholarship, the Hungary. It is the Stipendium Ugaricum Scholarship Program, and I could find it there. So I knew for sure now this one is legit because it is in the government's verified website.
Mm-hmm.
And then I downloaded the instructions there, and it has the procedure, the steps to follow.
Oh.
Yeah, so there was a link. You click that link, you open an online account, and you
Mm-hmm.
fill in the details. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Then after filling all the details, you have to download because it is a kind of form that you are filling online.
Mm-hmm.
You download that form, and then you build a PDF whereby
Mm-hmm.
you attach all your academic credentials,
Mm-hmm.
and then you send them. There is an email that was provided by them. You
Okay.
send them to the Ministry of Education.
Oh, I see.
So the Minister of Education is the one which now verifies your documents from their hand because it is called the sending partner.
Mm-hmm.
And then once they verify the documents from their head, also the scholarship body is also verifying your documents and the whole application.
Mm-hmm.
So they wait the response from the scholarship because you applied online. So if the scholarship body just gives you a clean bill of health, then they forward the names to the Ministry of Education, and the Ministry of Education now is free now to conduct interviews from
Oh,
those who have successfully completed the application.
okay, I see.
Yeah, and that is how now the ministry calls you for an interview. You go for the interviews in their ministry offices,
Mm-hmm.
and then the interview results after they done now. That's the step they call nomination. So it is the sending partner, which in our case is the Ministry of Education in Kenya, that
Okay.
nominates you according to how you pass the interview.
Okay.
And then after you nominated, the nomination list is sent back to the scholarship body. In our case, it is the Tempest Foundation, is the one which handles that scholarship, and
Okay.
they receive the nomination list from the Minister of Education.
Mm-hmm.
And then from there now, you start dealing with the scholarship themselves. They will be sending you emails telling you the next processes, which include institutional admissions. Because if I applied to a several university, to one university,
Mm-hmm.
because there is a chance of applying two courses to to one university,
Mm-hmm.
or you apply different courses to different universities, but you are limited to only two choices.
Oh, I see.
So both universities will now decide on the dates they will interview you. You will undergo a secondary interview
Mm-hmm.
for the institutional admissions.
Okay.
If you pass the institutional admission interview, then your name is again forwarded to the scholarship body,
Okay.
and now they will do the last review, the last verification process.
Mm-hmm.
And mostly for this scholarship is around end of June and the beginning of July. You will receive now the final results of your scholarship application.
Oh, I see.
which will be like congratulations.
Wow, that sounds
Yeah.
so soothing. Yeah.
Yeah, no, you
Yeah.
knew you got it now. Now from there is visa application.
Mhm.
You will start dealing with the embassy. You go for visa
Yeah.
application because already you have secured your passport. Those who don't have, they still have to secure by then.
Uh-huh.
And the finalization of process, booking of flights, and by September 1st,
Mm-hmm.
you are in Hungary ready for the new adventure.
Oh, I love this. I think your process is it's really so straightforward, but then it has a lot of background checks.
Sure.
Yes, everything is available on Google, but we guys also tend to be lazy or we fall. We just fall. I don't know. We just fall into scams and what have you. Yes,
Hmm.
there are lots of scams out there. So yeah, let people do research. Yes, and so since you've said you got the scholarship on Google, but then you had to go and verify it with the Ministry of Education. That means any other scholarship that comes into the country goes directly into the Ministry of Education.
Oh,
Is that what it
um,
means? Mm-hmm.
I don't know whether that is the case, but
Uh,
to be sure, the Ministry
uh-huh.
of Education publishes several scholarships.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you find that there are other scholarships because from my experience in Google,
Mm-hmm.
there are other scholarships that are not in the list of the government.
Yeah.
So you may find that a university, for example, in UK is offering
Mm-hmm.
scholarships, but that
Mm-hmm.
university has got no direct links with the Ministry of Education.
Oh, I see. I
Yeah,
see.
so there is also that option. The basic of it here is to be sure that the thing you are dealing with is legit.
It's legit. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah. Yeah, so if you go to the Ministry of Education website, you will find so many scholarships that
Mm-hmm.
the government has negotiated or is in agreement with the other side, the country on the other side.
Oh, I see. So these are purely government negotiated.
Sure.
Oh, I see. I see. And I can relate anyway because for me, I actually got some partial scholarship, and for me it was just direct from the school, so I didn't go through the government. But of
Mm,
course, I went through my former institution that had to forward, do a lot of forwarding, do a lot of writing, and do a lot of stuff just to
sure.
verify that I'm an existing person as well.
Hmm.
They also
Mm.
scammers either way. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But anyway, I can relate. Yeah. So I think your process was quite fast. I don't know how long did it take you?
Oh, yeah, it wasn't quite fast. Actually, it is long
Uh huh.
because they usually open around November
Okay.
to 15th of January the next year.
Uh huh.
That period, that is from around 16th of November to 15th January the subsequent next year.
Yeah.
So at that period is time to apply.
Yeah.
Then from there up
Mhm.
to 1st of July,
Mhm.
it is another big process of interviews,
Yeah.
medical certificate checks,
Mhm.
secondary
Mhm.
interviews and waiting now. Actually, after the secondary interview, you have to
Mhm.
wait for around 1.5 months or 2 months waiting for the scholarship body to make its final decision. So it's a nervous time actually between that period
Yeah.
because for you, from your hand, you've done everything. Then you are like,
Yeah.
okay, everything goes down
Uh huh.
and you just have to wait because
You
the
just
timeline
fine.
says we will release the results at this time. So you just have
Yeah.
to wait. Yeah.
Exactly.
So it takes basically months. So if you calculate from the deadline, that is almost 6 full months until you get the scholarship final decision.
But that is fast. Really? I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but it isn't that long. I wouldn't say it's that long.
Mm,
Uh, Especially for a self-sought kind of thing, it's not really that long. And it just takes patience and
sure.
also, yeah, I would say if somebody has an option of applying to multiple kind of things, they can apply to multiples. And also,
Mm,
don't make plans unless you're sure. That's also the other thing I tell most of my friends. I just
Mm,
don't cancel that job. Just don't cancel
sure.
your next move. Yeah,
Mm,
because sometimes, of course, you may get a no. You may be so heartbroken. You had cancelled everything. You had told all of us. That's what I tell my friends sometimes. Yeah. So just be patient and keep waiting anyway. But I think your process was comparing to what I went through
okay.
or what my friends have told me they've gone through. I'm like, Abel had a smooth one, but I know it was also gruesome at some point. Yeah, especially the waiting, the submission of documents. Bring this, bring that, bring this, bring that.
Yeah,
We want that.
sure.
Yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. Yeah. But anyway, I just think it takes some balls, and there's, I think we say in Swahili, kujituma tu. You know?
Yeah, and you know that the reason as to why it like you feel it might sound a short time, but to many or to different people it might be a long time
Yeah,
because it impairs decision making process.
exactly. Yeah, I would
Like for
agree.
me, I was in a very tricky situation, and
Mhm,
even other people that I interacted with and also I'm interacting with that are applying for this year's scholarship,
mhm.
you are torn between making decisions because you
Yeah,
don't know. You never know, is it a negative or positive answer that is coming?
yeah,
And
yeah.
perhaps you are in a situation whereby you have to renew your contract
At
in a
work
job situation. So,
and
and you know, it is
yeah.
too, I don't know, it is coming. For them, they release the results around the beginning, the 1st of July.
Mm-hmm.
In our current payment system, 1st of July is the beginning of another financial year.
Exactly.
Many companies or employers at that point, perhaps there could be more and more renewal of contracts. So by the
Yeah,
end of you have to make a decision.
yeah.
Then you don't know. Will I make
I
a decision of commitment or non-commitment?
I can relate. Yeah, I agree with you totally on that, Abel. I really do. Yeah, it's confusing.
Really confusing. So
It is confusing. Yeah, it is. Yeah, I can relate with that.
and again, from where people come from, they have different backgrounds.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, you are working on two ways here. Uh, okay, I'm a food safety
Yeah,
expert or officer, whatever you may
yeah,
call it. And then we have this issue about decision making.
yeah,
You have to make a decision tree
yeah,
in life.
yeah.
So you are saying, if it is yes, how will I go about it? Because in any case, you have to be psychologically prepared.
Exactly. Yeah.
If it is a yes, what
Mm-hmm.
do I have and what don't I have?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If it is a no, how
Uh
will
huh.
I maneuver
Yeah.
the feeling of maybe disappointment
Yeah.
of
The
that
rejection.
you
Yeah.
feel like, oh my God, I ran short of what I don't know.
Yeah.
And you find that you may have been running a lot of job applications. You are like, will I still continue applying for these jobs? Or
Mm.
even you wanted to change your current job to another job, you are like, okay, am I going to still proceed with this? So
Yeah.
you are working out these possibilities, and then you are like, okay, if it is a yes, I will
Mm-hmm.
need a hair ticket. I will need maybe to purchase more briefcases. I will need
Yes.
even maybe to do this
Clothes.
clothes. I will need a new laptop, perhaps.
Yeah.
I need maybe another big phone. It depends
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
people, like what they want. So
Mm-hmm.
it keeps you in a place whereby it is tricky, yes.
Yeah.
And I have said it depends with people's background
Mm-hmm.
because every person, they have their own
Yeah.
background and
Yeah.
different cares.
Mm.
But yes, all in all, as you have just put it, what I know is expectations bring disappointments.
Yeah.
So we have always in life to stay neutral where necessary.
Yeah. Yeah.
That if you are applying for something or even you are doing something, and like for we men, we know this because mostly we are the hunters. So if it comes to
Mm-hmm.
the social aspect,
Mm-hmm.
We know this. So you have, if you are making a move, have a
Mm-hmm.
plan B or set it in the back of your mind that it is
Mm-hmm.
not a must to
Mm-hmm.
go your way.
Yeah, sure.
Things do backfire. So be
Yeah,
ready.
yeah,
Update your shock absorbers and
yeah.
make sure you are ready for if it backfires. That is a
Mm,
question that should never leave anyone's mind or decision making process. If
yeah.
it backfires or if it fails or if it doesn't go my way,
Mm-hmm.
what will I do next? What are the other options?
Yeah.
That will
Actually,
keep us away
yes.
from disappointments. Sure.
I wish somebody had told me that. Of course, there's that point of dilemma where you can't make really any sensible decisions or any big moves.
Mm,
And I could relate with you because I think when I was trying to transition, I I had applied for an internship or something like that. So, and it was major, it was big. And for me at that time, it was big. It was such a big thing. And then,
mhm,
but then I started doing the school thing. So I get my admission, I get my I-20 certificate. Fast forward, I book my visa interview, and I'm so certain. For some reason, I don't think I've had a situation where I I had planned for a rejection or something. So my first ever interview
mhm.
was a total rejection. I, I got a no on my very first. You know
Oh my
what that means?
God. I'm sorry for you.
Actually, I've never talked about it,
Oh,
but
mm,
it was a no. But I just think I don't know. I don't know what really happened, and for some reason, I've never had to go through that. I'm a person of so many fasts, and I've never had a chance to redo something again. So it's
mm,
always a first shot and the aim is done. A first shot and the aim is done. But this time, I had to swallow the humble pie. So,
mm,
but then I didn't have a backup plan, you know,
mhm,
because I was like, my everything, any my head is just I'm only moving towards that direction, and it really took me some time to pick up myself, dust myself, and say I wanna go for it again, you know. But
mhm,
I was just trying to tell myself if, in case I didn't do as the other shot, or in case I got another rejection, uh, the dilemma that was in between taking the internship and going to school, you know, because I left the internship because I was so certain I'll get this reason, I'll get it. I'm a person of many fasts, and my first shot is usually that is it, and that's final. So
mhm,
so I think it's so nice to get prepared and just be prepared for anything. I think that's something that nobody taught me about. Nobody had told me before because I was so certain, but I really got heartbroken. I was so disappointed. I was so hurt. I really
sorry.
cried.
Mhm,
But anyway, I got that courage and redid it again. So I think I don't know whoever posts these scholarships, but then really we can't also blame them in the sense of we assume there are so many applications, so they have to do a lot of in betweens. They have to keep checking, rechecking. So maybe it's not their wish to keep us hanging or just keep us in
mhm.
the air. But if there would be a faster way to make oops, I think it would really help most of us. I don't know.
Sure.
Just yeah.
Yeah, sure.
It would.
If the systems could improve, it could be better. But again, it is we consider it as a privilege we have just being extended to us. So we don't have the audacity to ask or to question. So
Yeah, we just shut up. Shush.
remain humble. Fingers
Yeah,
crossed. Those who pray praying, those who fasting,
yeah,
and, and all good luck messages that you could get
yeah,
wherever you find comfort. We are
yeah.
there every now and then.
Yeah, it's true.
until it works
But
out, you know.
anyway, what do we say? Actually, it's really a privilege. I would say that. But then it
Sure.
also comes at a cost. And the cost is the waiting, the
Hmm.
dilemma, the confusion in between. But anyway, what can we do? You're just lucky. Actually, even going through the nomination, it's still a lucky thing. Even
Hmm.
getting an admission, it means a lot. It's not really easy because looking at it, you're competing against. This is not your village. This is not your school.
Global,
You're
the whole
competing
world.
globally.
Yes.
So it's a thing. I would say it's a thing, and it's worth the pain, maybe.
Yeah, and also other incurred costs that people don't mention in between here,
Aha,
because you know we from even different states and
aha.
countries in the whole world, and you know, each state governs themselves independently. So for us, you know, if you wherever you are and the government service that you are seeking, you also incur cost. Whatever you want to do, maybe something you want to purchase, maybe something you have to print out. These small costs that people don't count really, they sum up to be a big stuff, and that is what also contributes the pain of losing. But again, we are living in different cultures, and life is about finding, not finding, getting, losing. This is really life. So at the back of the mind, people should be prepared that it is like betting for those who bet, or it is just trying out your luck, and you never know. Even like if you do a risk assessment of life, life itself is a risk. And every step we take, every decision we make is risking. So even when you throw your weight behind these kind of applications, you have also to make it, uh, you have to make peace with your mind that you are also risking. So every coin you spend or every effort that you make is a risk. And if it does not work out, then you should just say maybe it's something that you just lost, and that is it. You will still find another one. And that is for healing process to be faster. Otherwise, if we start counting the losses that we've made in life so far, there are too many, and it is not. We cannot live in the past.
Wow, those are some great, awesome nuggets, Abel. And I'm so grateful. I'm really, really grateful for your time. Yes.
Good.
So, let's just say the next time we guys have a conversation, we're going to talk about the culture shocks and this kind of things. Yeah.
Mhm.
And by the way, I apologize. My roommate is in the house, so any background issues will be expected.
It's okay, no problem. Really.
Yeah, that's why I'm going on mute at some point.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm so grateful. Thank
Mhm.
you so much for your time. Pass my greetings to the people of Hungary.
Sure.
Yes. I don't know when we can do our next time. Maybe behind the curtains we shall discuss that.
Sure. Really.
Yeah, okay, bye. Take care.
Bye. See you.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.